Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our distant learning program. And now you are looking at the PowerPoint presentations of your lesson. So as you know, on Friday, we are studying two subjects, right? So the first subject that we are going to study for the first session, which is the Speaking Tutor 2A. And we have already learned some of the important concepts in our book. And now we are in the unit. So can you tell me what unit that we are on right now? Sure, we are on the unit 4, which is about my favorite books. And in the lesson, the speaking form that you are going to study is to give a summary. So what is the summary, everyone? I hope you understand the word summary. So here is the listening or the conversation between J.K. Rowling, is the author of the Harry Potter book. And in this conversation, J.K. Rowling answers some of the student questions. So her answer is the summary of the book that she wrote. So everyone, I hope you will listen to this conversation and learn what summary is. But now I would like all of you to listen to this conversation first, and then I will tell you what the summary is. So now let's get started.
Dialogue. J.K. Rowling talks about Harry Potter.
Hello, everyone. Today our special guest is J.K. Rowling.
Good afternoon. I am very pleased to visit your bookstore and answer your questions about the Harry Potter books I have written.
First, the students want to ask you about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Who are the main characters?
The main characters are Harry Potter and his friends, Hermione and Ron. Malfoy, Hagrid, Dumbledore, Lord Voldemort, Professor Snape, and Professor Quirrell are also important characters.
Voldemort killed Harry's parents and tries to kill Harry. Why did you create such evil characters?
I had to create them to make the story more interesting. Just like in most stories, there is a battle between good and evil.
Oh, I see. Where does this story take place?
It takes place at Hogwarts, the best wizard school in the magic world. It's a fantastic place that all children have dreamed about.
What is the story about?
It is about a young boy whose parents are killed. The boy goes to a wizardry school and searches for the Sorcerer's Stone with his friends.
Wow, you are such a creative person. It's no wonder your books are so popular.
Thank you. I really enjoyed my time with you.
Okay, everyone, so that's it for the conversation. As you listen and notice in this conversation, J.K. Rowling talked about Harry Potter or Harry Potter book. And when she answered the student questions, she gave a summary of that book. So how can she give a summary of that book when she answered the question? What are the important points that you need to include in the summary? So here...
Dialogue. J.K. Rowling talks about Harry...
Okay, so here is the definition of summary. What is summary? Summary, generally, it refers to a short version of the reading text, the listening audio, or the short version of the movie. So if you read a novel, it will be a very long story for you to read. And if you watch a movie, there will be a very long storyline for you to watch. But a summary is a short version of that, which means it only includes the main or the important points. So in this case, in J.K. Rowling's speech, what are the main important points? Right, the first one is the character. So in the conversation, Harry Potter talked about this novel, as you can see. So the novel is Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stones. So there are many main characters in the in the novel. If you watch the movie of Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, which was released in 2001, right? Quite long ago. And you can see these are the main author in the movie. And in the novel, they also the same name. We have Harry or Harry Potter, which is the main character. And this one is the Professor Snape. This one is Ron, which is the friend of Harry Potter. And Hermione, also the best friend of Harry Potter. And this is the professor, is the headmaster of the Hogwarts school, as you can see here. So these are the main character that J.K. Rowling presents in her answer. So the first things that you need to do when giving a summary of a novel that you read, you need to tell people about the character in those novels. Let's moving on. When you know the character, you should understand the settings. So where did the story happen? So in this case, in the story Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the story happens at Hogwarts School. So Hogwarts is just an imagination place, and it is a school where children go there in order to learn the art of magic. They have the wands and then they learn the spell in order to use the magic. So this is the setting or the place that the novel happens. Last but not least, it is the important point. You need to give your listener the plot, which means the storyline. What are the important events in the novel? So the important event that we should know, first of all, this one is Lord Voldemort, which is the evil character, and he killed Harry Potter's parents. And this is the starting point of the movie or of the novel. So Harry Potter at that time was just a tiny little baby, and then he was recruited to Hogwarts School in order to learn the magic. As you can see, he can fly here. And when he get to the school, he try to find the Sorcerer's Stone with his friends. So these are the important points in the novel, which is a very short one. If you see the book, a very long version of the story, you might spend 2 or 3 months to finish that book. But these are the important points that you will get from reading those books, which is a very short version of it. That is why we said that when J.K. Rowling answered the student questions, she gave the summary of her book. Okay, so again, everyone, to give the summary of the novels that you read, no matter it is Harry Potter or is it First They Kill My Father or whatsoever, you need to understand the first thing is the character. Make sure you know who are the main characters in the novel, where the story take place, and what happened. Okay, how the novel start and how it end. Okay, so these are the main idea that you need to know when you are asked to give any summary of the novel that you are reading. This summary strategy is not only applies to the novel that you read, but you can also apply those strategies to answering some of the simple questions in a short way. So here is some of the questions that you can try to practice your summarizing skill. Here are the questions. Let's say the first one. What did you do last summer? Instead of saying every detail, you just point out 1 or 2 activities that you did last summer. Okay. Question number 2. Has something embarrassing happened to you? It's just yes or no question. And what happened? You just said the even only once. Even let's say, oh, I answered the wrong question in the class, and that's it. You just give the listener the main idea only when you give a summary. And remember, summary is short. Okay. Number 3. What is your favorite fairy tale? Yeah, one story or one novel, and what is it about? Okay, there are only 3 things that you need to tell your listener. The first one, what are or who are the characters, or what are the characters, where the story happens, and what are the main events in the story. Okay, so the next question and the last one, have you ever helped other person? What did you do? Let's say, okay, I take the old people to cross the road. I help carry the heavy stuff um, at the supermarket. So just a very short point, and then it means you are giving a summary. Okay, so everyone, after all these things of my explanation, I hope you know the main idea of giving the summary, which is giving a short information, which is only the important one. Now everyone, it's time to end the first sessions of the video lesson today, and I hope to see all of you again in the second session. So goodbye.